What's up? I'm back. This segment talk a little bit about Crown Lock, up and coming book that's coming out. Should be out in another week or two. Two at the most, probably a week. Basically, Crown Lock is going to be the beginning of the Ohm releases in terms of books, ebooks, and it's going to be the first book to set off the Ohm universe. And I'm very excited about it because it's in a way it's science fiction, but it's something where it's my take on reality that's currently evolving. Crown Lock is set in the 70s, centered around a character named Joe Cafe, and he's an assassin. And he's an assassin that eventually is told that the government has discovered that the biggest threat to the establishment's power is actually the human mind. And they have to basically go by any means necessary to stop people from acquiring a certain type of information. Now, this may be something that's kind of, story that some people have told before, but I'm going to take it from a different route. It's almost like I'm going to be combining spy stuff, there's central intelligence, the intelligent kind of espionage type stuff with occultism. And in a way, even have dropped little clues like, the elites come and say, well, because realistically they learn that anyone can do this. You just have to have the right knowledge, and you have to learn the proper sequence of tools. You're supposed to have the proper sequence of tools to help create changes in your blood and your brain chemistry. So in theory, anyone's a threat. This is worse than nuclear weapons, because with nuclear weapons, you can kind of know who has uranium and certain materials, and you can keep track of them. But in this one, anyone who has a mind is a threat. So what do? Well, most people, they create something called the New Foundation community. If you are using your brain, you will know who I'm talking about with this one. The New Foundation community will be a community that they're purposely given some truths, but most other truths are either not given or is wrapped in an improper sequence where the person can't really do what they're talking about. So which kind of neutralizes the population instantly. Then Joe Cafe, he's centered around the fact that, well, there'll be some individuals who have access to this info potentially. And this can spread to even different nations, different countries, different social circles. The what I would call the power can be spread out, and you couldn't be contained. So what certain individuals in the government would do is sanction hits out on people who can get access to that information. And the New Foundation community would work where obviously 85% of the population would just tap into that and they'll be neutralized. So it's a sci-fi book, but it's a play of what can be potentially happening now. What's been happening for a long time, because the book is actually set in the 70s. And it's the first book, so that's set in the 70s. Part 2 will be set in this current time. So, and then at the 1 and 2 sets off the whole Ohm universe, which would cross into other espionage, titles, stories, even comics themselves, which will cross into a whole nother reality as well that's tied into the reality we're talking about. So Ohm is not going to be something that's going to exist as a book individually. It would exist as a collective. So that's why The Dark Initiation, the first short story I released, that is a character in Crown Lock. Not the main character, but when you see her in Crown Lock, you see why she's the way she is in Crown Lock. So the countdown is happening. Very excited, and this will be the start of the Ohm releases. So I'll keep you updated. Till next time. Peace.